This is a team in turmoil. Just about any Hull Kingston Rovers player can be yours if you've got the cash, because £900,000 in the bank has reportedly become £700,000 in the red. Even Anthony Sullivan, the league's fourth top try scorer, can go for £150,000. And the other man today's opponents Leeds will fear most, Dave Watson, is on offer at around £75,000. Leaving next month anyway, after a quarter of a century with the club and 14 years as coach, Roger Millward, who's seen his team slip from 4th to 10th in 2 months, and they haven't found a successor. With no wins in 7 matches and no money in the bank, can things get any worse?
Of course they could be worse. They could be closed down, there could be no rugby. That's not going to happen. But what I think I've got to emphasise, John, is that I don't believe that we are in any way in a different position from all except possibly 2 clubs in the league.
Well, this is another team in trouble. Big trouble, because it's a big club. Leeds may also have the for sale signs on the dressing room door for an end-of-season clear-out, not because they need the money, but because expensive players haven't produced the results demanded by their huge following. Coach David Ward nearly led them to the title last year. They might still win the Premiership this year. But nearly and might aren't good enough at Leeds, where the disappointments have gone on and on since they last won a national competition, the John Player Trophy, 7 seasons ago. So what next for David Ward and his team?
Obviously, every club, and just like Leeds, we've got to look forward to the next season, and we might be adding 1 or 2 players. They possibly might 1 or 2 players go, but that's for the summer months.
And so far as you're concerned, it's David Ward I want to carry on.
Well, I want to carry on, but I can't make that decision.
The decisions he's made today include 4 changes from the team who held on to 5th spot in last week's unconvincing win at Rochdale. John Gallagher and Gary Schofield are fit to resume, and with Eddie Rombo injured, Phil Ford moves from fullback to wing. Roy Powell is preferred to Paul Dixon. And watch out for Mike Kuiti, normally a second row. Here he gets another run at centre, where he scored 2 tries last week. 5 changes for Rovers, some positional. Mike Smith and Dave Watson swap places from last week's 26-6 defeat at Wakefield. Graham Hallis comes into the centre, so Paul Fletcher starts in the second row for the first time this season after 8 outings at centre. And Sean Ho, the youngster who played the opening dozen games at hooker, gets his first chance at this level at scrum half. Well, later we'll see Hull try to regain the league leadership at home to relegation-threatened Wakefield, but now we join John Helm and David Watkins for the first half of our Humberside versus West Yorkshire double bill. John?
It's Scrumdown's second visit to Craven Park this season, and if this one is as good as the first match we covered here, Hull Kingston Rovers against Widnes, we're in for a treat. But David, very much these 2 sides, I would have thought, playing for pride today.
Well, the emphasis is on pride, because the Leeds side, sprinkled with so much talent, just haven't functioned properly. And they do say that Hull KR have problems off the field, but I'm sure it won't spill over onto the field. And I'm looking for performances of top class from these sides this afternoon.
The 2 big number 8s went in then together, Niebling and Malloy, who have been success stories. And one man who certainly has done his utmost on the Leeds cause this season, Gary Schofield, back here on Humberside, where he started his professional career, of course, across the city with the Early Birds. And up against Schofield today will be Dave Watson, the Kiwi, who says that Schofield is his favourite footballer. He's an absolute idol to Watson, and they hope to play against one another the next time Great Britain meet New Zealand. Niebling, and he got it away to Sean Ho. That was a real sandwich. Not a nice pass to take at all for the young scrum half. Watson to Emma. Zook, big favourite here at Craven Park. Penalty awarded against Emma. At the play the ball, and the referee today is John Connolly from Wigan. He is making his point very forcibly. Good touch found by Schofield. Important tackle by Paul. 3 robins round his neck. Schofield will put the grubber kick in, and this might be pounced on by John Gallagher. He puts it down, and the New Zealander scores the opening try for Leeds. Great awareness from Gallagher. A lovely kick as well from Gary Schofield, and it's the tonic that Leeds wanted.
Well, this is a promising start by Leeds. They really have driven forward, but what a superbly flighted kick that was. Caught between the full-back, Gallagher very alert, under the post.
And that will do him no end of good. There's been a lot of talk about John Gallagher's confidence being eroded in rugby league over recent weeks. That's just what he needed.
It certainly is. I mean, he is a world-class player, and I say skill does come through in the end, and he's starting to show a bit of that.
Should be a straightforward conversion for Gary Schofield. It is. He's kicking the goals today in the continued absence of Simon Irving, and it's 6-0 to Leeds.
There's so much talent in this side, but it's Gary Schofield again with a superbly fighting kick. But didn't Gallagher do well? He came up, saw what to do, over under the post.
That's Watson. That's the longer ball out for Anthony Sullivan. Might have to come in field inside Bentley. Watson, much will depend on him today. Lyman, he's got a gap here, and Paul Lyman goes well, and he's round Gallagher as well, gets the pass away, and this is spirited from Hull Kingston Rovers. And Lyman beat John Gallagher there with some ease, but now it's Niebling, and they've men queuing up on the right. Alice has taken the pass. And Gallagher's got the ball from him. Now what's going to happen here? Penalties awarded against the New Zealander for stealing the ball in the tackle.
Well, I couldn't quite see what happened there, but I mean, I would have thought that that was the right thing to do, John Gallagher, but he's been penalised by the referee. But Leeds' defence has let them down so many times, and again, it seems with ease that when Lyman wanted to go on the outside, he was allowed to get away with it.
Yes, it was Lyman twice. Now, it's gone from the grasp, though, and will be picked up, and Leeds have it fairly this time with Carl Gibson.
Let's just have a look at Paul Lyman. He's showing some of the form that he was a great player. He is a great player. He's got so much talent. He goes on the outside, but watch John Gallagher coming in to attack him, and it really is with consummate ease. He taps inside him, and that must be worrying to say the least, because they've set it back up. Good tackle then by Harkin.
Wayne looking to break a tackle and get Powell moving up the middle. Goes down in the glue pot of the middle of the pitch. Astute kick from Harkin. Finding a touch there, beautifully done. That's what he's best at.
Yes, when you have two halfbacks like Harkin and Gary Schofield, then you've got to use that, because it takes a lot of the work away from the forward. It's got them back up there now instead of putting their heads down and just driving forward.
But Hull Kingston Rovers will have head of ball from this scrum, which is why not many scrum halves do kick as much for touch these days. Watson comes, and this is better from Hull Kingston Rovers as Mike Fletcher enters into it from fullback. Smith, Emma ploughs his way up the middle. Well, he's a prop forward, so you can't expect him to go all the way. Steve Hadey might. Phil Ford's tackle on him is good. They keep going with Graham Hallis. Has he got the legs to go all the way? It's a super try! Graham Hallis comes roaring back for the Rovers. Zook Emma started it, continued by Hadey, and Graham Hallis crosses the Leeds line.
Well, we've said questions have been asked about the defence, but this is Zook Emma now coming through the middle, and he really does speed up here. I mean, he leaves people standing. Ford has got to chase back, which he does well, pulls the man down, but the ball is kept moving, and Hallis picks it up, and he knows he's got to get there, and the defence can do nothing about it.
He looked shattered as he crossed the line, but he won't worry about that. And Mike Fletcher, who was only one goal short of 200 last season, steps forward to try and make it 6 apiece. We're back all square.
Enterprise, yes, but bad defence, you have to ask questions about it. Look, they really are spread eagle. The ball is kept moving. Ford has to race back, doesn't bring his man down. The ball is slipped back inside. Gibson had come across to cover as well, leaving the gap down the middle. But you have to ask, where is the defence? It isn't anywhere to be seen. And Hallis outstretches and scores.
Harkin onto Kuiti. Wasn't really a good pass, but it's Ford who's picked it up and he's turned him inside out and comes down in a two-man tackle. He really is very heavy up the middle. Came off a Hull Kingston Rovers boot, but it's going to be picked up by Hady, full home side anyway. Oh, he's lost it though and regathered it, but that goes down as a knock-on.
That was disappointing really, because they charged down the kick and it really was an easy clearance to have picked up. He should have really dropped on that, made sure of that. They needed the ball. As a result, now Leeds have a scrum and an opportunity for them to go forward again.
They have, and penalties awarded to Leeds as well. Use of the head in the scrum. I think it might have been in Hady's mind about the pitch, you know, David. He seemed so unsure about how to pick it up on the surface.
He did really, but I think it's important that when you go back for a ball like that, when you don't have it and it is the sixth play the ball, that you've got to make sure you get it. And really that should have been his top priority.
Here comes Sean Wayne for Leeds. Some of the crowd didn't like the play of the ball, but referee Connolly saw nothing wrong with it. That's all that matters. Here now is Steve Malloy. 4 more tackles from here. Leeds might look to spread it a little bit this time. Devorty and Harkin, put down by Schofield of all people. Bit of anxiety there, perhaps.
I don't think you can ever blame him. He has so much to do in the game. He directs most things. He does all the running. His kicking is superb as well. Sometimes perhaps he takes a little too much on himself.
It's 6-6. Hull Kingston Rovers defending their line here, but knocking on. This must be a great opportunity for Leeds to add to their points tally. They win the scrum. Devorty to Harkin. It's going to be a score for Schofield. Is he in? Yes, he is. The referee looked. The touch judge was there too in the corner. But Gary Schofield extends that remarkable scoring sequence of his against Hull Kingston Rovers. They really are his bunny rabbits.
Gary Schofield knocks on the first time, but from this scrum, Devorty picks it up, makes the extra man by bringing Harkin in. Schofield on the loop on the outside. Watson eager to get to him, couldn't stop him getting in at the corner.
Schofield on the left of your frame here has a very difficult proposition on his hands. What a great kick! That one sailed between the sticks. Or is this spurred on by his own try?
What more can you say about the fella? He can do just about everything the game wants of him. This is a superb move, this, because it's from set-piece play. Devorty picks it up, makes the extra man by Harkin coming in, which drew his defence. Sullivan was in, and he went over in the corner. No doubt about it.
We've had 25 minutes in this first half at Craven Park, and it's Rovers' turn to come again with Lyman. He really is the most enterprising forward.
He certainly is, and Nieblin is he comes off Nieblin really well. He just pushes him on the outside of the man, and he's really got the speed to go through on the outside.
That was disappointing that Sean Ho should put Watson's pass down. So it'll be a Leeds put in again here, just inside the opposition half. He's taken out from that scrum as well, and Schofield and Harkin try to weave a little bit more magic. Gallagher once more enters the line. He's certainly looking a more confident player today than he did against Widnes the last time Leeds were featured on SCRUMDOWN. Wayne is a willing worker, and he's made a good 8 or 9 yards there. Hugh. Oh, they've let him go. How on earth did he get through that gap? And Campbell Hughes scores an extraordinary try for a second row man. But really, what questions Roger Millward must be asking of the tackling of his side. A broad grin from Campbell Hughes, the third Leeds try scorer.
Well, this is what they like doing, and doing it well, they can do. But Campbell Hughes comes here, but you have to ask, that Lyman misses the tackle, just lets him out of it completely. He's having a good game himself. Campbell Hughes now sees the opportunity. What a turn inside, takes the defence, over he goes.
He took it like a centre three-quarter. Schofield has just landed one from the other side of the field. Let's see if it's as accurate from this side. Pretty good try, but it's sailed about 2 feet outside the right-hand upright. The Leeds are very, very happy at 16-6.
Well, we've been saying how much they are better going forward. It's a long ball out here now to Cavallo. He really hasn't got much on here, but Lyman's tackle, Hollis then took his man, which is right in that circumstance. But Lyman will be ruining this because he steps inside the defence and goes over for a great try.
Niebling, Lyman, head down. Watson again, he runs in that arcing style of his, almost gets through, squeezes the pass out, play on says the referee, so Niebling does that. Sullivan fell on it, but it's going to be 6 more tackles, so they've still got their chances here as Harrison roars forward once more. A human battering ram. Right and left they come. Mike Smith tries to find a way through, and he might too. He's just caught by the heel by Maskill, but there are still chances here for Rovers. No more than 5 yards out. The Leeds line has to hold good now, but Niebling might get his man in. Oh, well, it can't be picked up by Schofield. He'd have been offside, and he showed good sense there. But Rovers still have another 6 tackles, so they'll try to their right yet again.
Leeds do really get themselves in a tizzy. I mean, they're running round and round in circles. They've got to be more disciplined. They've got to knock the man down. 2 and 3 are going in for one man and leaving gaps on the outside. Hull KR know it and are playing on him.
4 more tackles left, and the fullback Fletcher is in. If he can ground it, yes he can. Mike Fletcher responds. The Leeds defence didn't hold good, and the fullback is in to get Rovers back into the game again.
You always seem that if you run at the defence, it'll give, and it certainly is the case. 1 misses, 2 misses, 3 misses, 4, 5, I mean, just no good.
That was the 5th try of the half, which sums up the way it's going, but Fletcher's missed his kick. So it stays at Hull Kingston Rovers 10, Leeds 16.
They've systematically worked their way down here. Niebling, whose ball skills have been good all afternoon. Fletcher comes up on the outside, but it's woeful tackling from the Leeds side, and Fletcher goes over.
Again, they'll look to Harkin. Popped up that time for Sullivan. Oh, and he shows his searing pace. And it was Harkin's own tackle that halted him. Smith. Oh, excellent work from Fletcher once more. Just taken out by the ankle by Devorti. Watson. Move it along to Emma. Now it's fast and furious at the moment. Oh. Did well. The kick up in the air gives Gallagher a bit of breathing space again, and he's got a man wide right. That man is John Bentley. Down the touchline he goes. Still Bentley. Now he comes in field. He must surely fall to one of those Hull Kingston Rovers tacklers. Lively finish to the half indeed. They're flinging the ball around. Schofield tries to find a gap for Kiwiti to go. Inside him is Schofield. Goes to the line, looking for his second try. Picked up by Phil Ford, and this isn't a score. disappointment for the Welsh wingman. But we saw some vintage Paul Harkin in there.
Well, there's some excellent stuff now on both sides. They really are better when they move the ball about. If they could only tighten up their defence, they would be a force in the game. They move the ball out wide. They know they've got to go on the outside. Schofield again with a superbly timed pass to Quatey, but he brings it back inside the guy, Schofield. He goes back outside the defence. He just loses the ball here, so it was a good tackle. I couldn't see what was wrong with that. The ball went down. The referee had judged it went forward.
We're inside the last 30 seconds of this first half as Dave Watson does superbly well again. Hady, there's some admirable enterprise down on the pitch there from both sides in and attacking guys. That's why it promises to be quite a high-scoring encounter. Lyman, he's made ground on every occasion, but the hooter signals the end of an adventurous half. It's 16 points to 10 in Leeds' favour as the players go away for their half-time cup of tea. And a talking from the two coaches, and that's the story. 5 tries in the half, 2 for Rovers from Hallis and Mike Fletcher, 3 for Leeds from Gallagher, Schofield and Hugh. Don't miss the second half, it's coming up after this break. Welcome back to Craven Park for the second half here between Hull Kingston Rovers and Leeds. Leeds at 16 points to 10 up at half-time. A lot for Roger Millward to think about. Gallagher takes it. He's looked a lot happier as John Gallagher. Let's have a look at the statistics of the first half then. And Hull Kingston Rovers just taking the scrum 6-5. Not one against the head. Penalties conceded 6-5 again, but Leeds have conceded the more. And errors in play 7-6, so it's pretty close all round. That's why the scoreline is reasonably close too, just 6 points in it. It's only a try and a goal, of course. Let's hear from Jen Dunn, the assistant coach, who's with Nick.
Jed, you're losing at half-time, but I thought every possibility of coming back into it.
Sorry?
Every possibility I would have thought you'd be coming back into this game.
Well, I think so. If we control the football, I think it looks optimistic for us, yes.
What have you told them to do at half-time?
Well, we're playing a position game now. They've had the win for 40 minutes. Now it's our turn, so we'll keep the ball a bit more and up the tempo.
Thanks very much indeed.
Yes, that is a factor we weren't aware about up here on the gantry. The wind, which is blowing down away from the docks. And Hull Kingston Rovers have this penalty, and Fletcher can nudge Rovers closer to the lead score. He's made it all right. Hull Kingston Rovers 12, Leeds 16. Harkin, he delayed the ball beautifully to John Bentley. Put down by DeForty. Quite get to it. Vanek took it for Rovers. Sullivan. Watson, this is better play from Rovers, and Watson's there at the right shoulder again if that ball comes to him. Fletcher held by Schofield. Leeds haven't called on either of their substitutes yet. Paul Dixon and David Heron. Here's Emma. He doesn't need anybody to substitute him the way he's playing this afternoon. He's had a storming game in the front row. The second long break he's made. Now it's Watson's turn. Hady, and Steve Hady comes, and he's got past that line of defence. Crucial tackle on Steve Hady, and that's got the Rovers fans thinking. They're queuing up to score. Well, but Watson's pass back, not the best. Gallagher makes another important tackle. It's the last one as well. So Niebling must part with it. Here comes Paul Lyman. He's got the line begging if he can get there. He was held up no more than 2 yards short.
Well, Brian Niebling positions himself perfectly, and some of these passes he's put out to Lyman to come on the outside have been absolutely superb. They've really taken it away from just watch this now again. The ball coming out here. Look how well he draws the man, sends out the pass. Lyman takes it on the burst. He's got a good chance of getting there, but it's Schofield, Gallagher, all bring him down just a yard or two short.
40. And Schofield, still Schofield, superbly. What wonderful play from Schofield, and a clever backflip as well to John Bentley. It's opened up away through the middle, maybe, for the wingman. Still not held. Devorty keeps it moving. Great stuff from Gary Schofield, though. Harkin. Gibson. The best we've seen from Leeds in this half. It's down to this man, Schofield. Harkin now, timing the pass for Roy Powell. Maskill has got to fling it longer. Oh, that looked forward to Coeasy to me. So it's picked up again, and the referee said play on. Certainly looked like a forward pass in there. But on the last tackle, they'll look to consolidate their position. Harkin, Coeasy, and Gallagher's come forward. And John Gallagher, who started the game with the first try, gets another one for Leeds.
Classic stuff this by Leeds. This is all a result of this man Harkins running and the ability for people to back up all the time. They were there on hand. Gallagher this time takes the ball, comes round under the post.
And it makes an impressive return to first team duty for the New Zealander, who'd come in for a little bit of criticism in recent weeks before a knee injury kept him out of the last 2 games. It's a much easier kick than the last 2 he's attempted, and easy meat indeed for Gary Schofield. 2 more points then for Leeds, who stretch their advantage to 22-12.
It was all a result of Gary Schofield's break. Stepping inside here, breaking out of a tackle, half held, but strength carries him through. Look at the pass that gave it to Bentley on the inside to keep the momentum going. Harkin, quick passing, out to Gallagher, breaks the defence on the outside, comes right round, making the conversion easy by crossing under the post.
For the moment, it's 4 tries to 2 in Leeds' favour. Not a good ball from Schofield, and it was forward. Those were the hands, but they didn't work right that time.
That picture painted it all, really. He was so disappointed he did that, but they depend on him so much, don't they, really, as a side? And he is capable of doing just about everything.
But the upshot of all that was a penalty for Rovers. So can Hull KR come back yet again into it? They've done so twice before. Really will set up the second half if they can conjure up a try. Four more tackles. Watson. They've kept it moving to Lyman. He looks the likeliest forward close to the line to get over it. Oh, not a good ball again, but it wasn't a knock on, and that's given Hallis a chance to go for the line. He must make it, does he? No, he didn't. Gallagher got across, and as Hallis dived in over the line, Gallagher's tackle pushed him out. He went with the corner flag. The touch judge was on the spot, and the referee said no try.
Well, this pass, everybody stopped here. It was put down to the floor, but then it came out quickly, and Hallis now takes it on the outside, but his foot was in touch.
And how important that might be at the end of the day.
Well, it will. One had the feeling that there was hesitancy in the Leeds defence. They thought something had gone amiss when the first pass went to the ground. They moved it out very quickly and caught them all napping. So they were very fortunate to get away with it.
Shout for a forward pass, and the referee has called them back. So although Phil Ford is galloping up that touchline, he might as well come back and I'd rather he brought the ball with him.
Let's just see this. This is good passing on the run here. First break comes up the middle of the field by Malloy. Now he half-held, he wasn't. He nearly fell to the ground. A good pass. That was the one, or was it that one was forward? I think it was the first pass that was forward.
And Leeds make a double substitution. Cavalhue at the front there, and Gary Devorty have gone off and been replaced by David Heron and Paul Dixon. Rovers spilled it, so Leeds here with their chances again inside the Rovers half. Shuiti. And here is Dixon for the first time. He'll have been fretting on the bench. Leeds really need another score to cement their position in the game. Rovers need one to get back into it, but that's a good ball, Kuiti. And now Bentley goes. They'll do well to stop him. Hallis has got across, and the ball wrested from his grasp as well. Excellent tackle by Hallis on Bentley.
Oh, it was a superb tackle, that.
Well, it wasn't to be that time for Bentley.
Leeds now starting to get a little more confident in their play, but it's this man Harkin again with a long ball out here. Kuiti takes it on the outside, he's half-held, but Bentley appears in the middle and just really powers away. So just watch this tackle coming over. Not only was it a copybook tackle, he also released the ball from his arm and knocked it forward. Great play.
But Leeds have head and ball here on the Hull KR 25. Another try might kill off the opposition. If Leeds get one, they might be too far ahead for Rovers to come back, and that's a fair enough scrum. And Harkin scurries towards the line, and he keeps it moving. And surely there are chances here, maybe for Harkin himself to go all the way. Finally pegged back. Again, it's Harkin. Now it's the substitutes combining together. First Heron, then Dixon. Really important for Rovers to hold out here now, but Harkin gets it away. Kuiti knocks it back to Phil Ford. He's an entertainer, and he comes and straightens up and gets it away for Dixon. No more than 4 yards out. Must surely be a lead score here. There are so many who are capable of getting in, and Carl Gibson will do. From Schofield's pass, and Gibson sensibly brings the ball as far in as he can. Carl Gibson gets the 5th lead try of the afternoon, and they might be beyond Rovers' reach now.
Well, they're now doing what they like best, and that's moving this ball out. And they really do move it on. It wasn't the best of passes by Grady, but that ball and the hesitant defence said it all. Ford comes back in on the arc, but gets rid of the ball. This is an object lesson in not letting the ball die with the man. Everybody up in support. Passes out now to Schofield. Schofield's overhead pass is taken by Gibson with little opposition. He crosses.
That could be the clincher from Carl Gibson. 26 points to 12. The kick to come. And it's the furthest Leeds have been in front. They've never lost the lead. And Schofield's kick looks true. True enough. 28-12.
The game is about quick passes and backing up of the man in possession. There is the backing up in the form of Dixon. He pushes off tackles, but look, he doesn't let it die. It's up again away. Heron in support. Schofield in support. Long pass over the top, and Gibson really on the outside. Relative ease.
Wayne offloading it to Kuiti, who steps aside now. Paul Harkin in field. Gibson going towards that Rovers line again, almost to the 25. You can see the confidence flooding through the veins of Leeds at the moment, and that long ball opens things up once more. Now Harkin puts it down. So the confidence stopped flowing for a moment.
Well, that was unfortunate, because what they are doing by using the ball out wide all the time and stretching it from one side of the field to the other, it's tied in Hull Kingston Rovers down, and what they are doing is making their task all the more difficult to come back into the game.
Watson straight up to his hero Schofield. There's Harrison. Wayne's done his usual tackling stint for Leeds. I think that Wayne and Malloy have been two good captures for the club. Well, they've spread it, and Watson turns in field. And he was almost through the tackle as well. The penalty was awarded for a high tackle on him. 10 minutes to go. Hull Kingston Rovers 12, Leeds 28. Rovers really are desperate for a score now, as Vanett felt the tackle there on the 25. Speckman. Vanett, that was all right, he got that one away because he wasn't tackled conclusively. And it would certainly lift the crowd's spirits as well if Rovers could just get another score. They're parked here, and Speckman plunges towards the Leeds line. Oh, it's got to be picked up though by a Hull Kingston Rovers player, kicked out by Malloy. Drop out under the 25, under the sticks.
Well, they let themselves down here. They really needed to try at this stage now to get back into this game. Des Harrison, who's played well all afternoon, his strong Bullock-in runs, but he's held, puts it back inside. It's now here we see the ball go away when it really should have gone to hand, but it was a Leeds player that got in the way, and Malloy sensibly just hoofed it dead.
Watson, there must surely be a try this time. There's got to be. Hallis, if he puts the ball down, is a scorer. Well, he can't ground it, and he's forced back behind the white line. Well, it seemed certain that they were to score there. Watson, Niebling, they've timed it this time for Speckman. No, he can't roll over the line. And Leeds are in disarray. Oh, it's a penalty awarded, but it's no point taking a kick at goal now. They've got to run it. And Niebling reverses it to Watson. Speckman has looked as though he's certain to score on about 3 occasions. Once more they don't go over the Leeds line. Really is desperate defending for Leeds at the moment. Still they can't get there. Or can they? A yard out. Sullivan, I notice, has come in field. He wants to get the ball. Oh, and the referee is calling for a scrum. That's really disappointing for Roger Millward's team. Well,
it is disappointing, but you've also got to say that the Leeds defence have really put something, a little more stiffness into it now. They've come across, they've tackled, they've covered for each other, and that's been the best part of their game.
Just 7 minutes to go though. 16 points the difference. The ball has gone back over the Leeds line, and a Hull Kingston Rovers man followed through, Paul Lyman, and touched it down while Harkin was fumbling. Lyman said thanks very much and scored the try. One of the more unusual ones.
We've just complimented on defence. The ball goes into the scrum. It comes out very quickly. Nobody goes for it. That's a delay of 2 people. Lyman is as surprised as anybody else to have touched it down.
Get out of the way, he said to Paul Harkin. I want that ball, and he gets his 10th of the season. Difficult kick for Fletcher, and it's just going to swirl the wrong side of the upright. But it's the third try of the afternoon for Hull KR, which makes it now Rovers 16, Leeds 28.
A quick strike here. It surprises all. Bentley thought Harkin, Harkin thought thing. He was pushed without the ball there, so there's some question must be asked. But Lyman is as surprised as anybody else to have got the try.
A happier day for David Ward and company, though. Certainly happier than the last time they were on SCRUMDOWN, when Widnes inflicted such a heavy defeat. The Hull Kingston Rovers fans beginning to drift away. We've seen their side slip to another defeat. Dixon has kept going well. Still he goes. Well, he's still got the ball in his hands.
Yes, it's been disappointing for Hull Kingston Rovers, really. So much of their play looked good. Nieblin floating the long ball out, Lyman on the end of it a number of times, but they let it all go. And a lot of it is down, really, to some of the magic running of the Leeds side, who try to move it about all the time, knowing they have deficiencies in defence as well.
Yes, they've been at their most fluent in this one, and here they come once more. And it's away from Maskill, the hooker. He might fall in the tackle. He wasn't sure where Schofield was. Otherwise, I don't think they would have stopped the Great Britain stand-up half. Harkin, again, they'll kick, and it comes off a Hull Kingston Rovers player. So we're almost up to the final hooter now. Out for Leeds. One last chance maybe to add to their try-scoring list today. Schofield goes, gives it now for Gallagher. Ford. Didn't give him much of a chance, did it? Hueti. Sounds 2 welcome points for Leeds then in their bid to get into the top 4 of the championship. But for Hull Kingston Rovers, the bitter disappointment of another defeat here at Craven Park. So the final score, Hull Kingston Rovers 16, Leeds 28. Rovers points coming from tries in the first half from Graham Hallis and Mike Fletcher, 1 in the second from Paul Lyman, and 2 Mike Fletcher goals. For Leeds, there were 2 tries from John Gallagher, 1 each for Gary Schofield, Cavill Hugh and Carl Gibson. And Schofield kicked 4 goals as well. Now then, David Watkins, who is today's Stones Bidder man of the match?
Well, his contribution says it all. His skills are many. His support play, strong running, and perception and ability to be in the right place at the right time makes him a match winner. And my man of the match, Gary Schofield. Well, Gary, it didn't look to seem to be as easy as it turned out, did it, at half-time?
No, it wasn't easy, and it never is when you play up Kingston Rovers here, and the pitch was very heavy. But we're just happy to make sure that we keep winning, and hopefully we can maybe get in the top 4 now.
Well, is this something you're going to do now, build on this for the Premiership?
It is, as coach David Ward, he set a goal for us to win our remaining 7 games, and we've won the last 3 now, so hopefully we can keep the roll going and hopefully get into the top 4.
Well done, and congratulations.
Thanks, David. Thanks very much. Thanks, fellas.
John, the last time we saw you in action on SCRUMDOWN was the Widnes match. You didn't exactly leave the field with a smile on your face that day, but you did today.
Yeah, it was a much better team performance, and yeah, it was nice to sort of hit the form that I'd like to live up to. So yeah, the couple of weeks off I've had have been sort of very therapeutic.
3 wins in a row now.
Yeah.
So do you feel that sets you up, gives you a platform for the rest of the season?
Well, as you can see, I mean, you've soaked up the atmosphere in this dressing room. Everybody's in the right frame of mind, and hopefully we can kick on.
The fans are frustrated, so coming down to the players now. 3 games left. I mean, hopefully win next week and turn the fans around. But it's just one of the things.
Does it get through to the players? The fans reacting like this?
Well, you like to get a score on board and get the fans behind you. If you get your fans behind you, it motivates you. But at the moment, we don't seem to be doing that. So it's just one of them things.